What's up, YouTube? DeFi Generator back again with another video. Today, I'm here to talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin price action, if the bull market is finally back, and how this whole SVB banking situation fits into everything. So last week, Silicon Valley Bank had a bank run. And what this means is that a lot of people went to Silicon Valley Bank and tried to pull all their money out at once. And the reason why this happened is because some of the investors and some of the depositors started to figure out that Silicon Valley Bank was in way too deep in bonds. Not crypto, not even really shady crypto like Terra Luna or Celsius. No, nothing fraudulent. They were in they weren't even in equities like Apple or Microsoft, Amazon, Coca-Cola, whatever. They weren't in any equities. They were in what is considered to be the safest investments. They were in treasury bonds. However, they were up to their neck in bonds. They had way too much of their money in there, and their whole risk department kind of s the bed on this one, so to speak. The fact of the matter is that their risk department wasn't doing their job, and they should have known that they needed to have money in their reserves to pay back depositors and customers, because people figured out that they didn't have enough money to pay back everybody. So it was a bank run, and they tried to pull out all their money as fast as possible up until they couldn't give any people back any more money. And this had a large effect on the crypto market as well as the Bitcoin price. So people tried to pull out all their money up until they said, oh, we can't give any more monies. We can't make good on these deposits anymore. Type moment. So there was a huge event, and it caused all these USDC stable coins to depeg. USDC being the biggest one, like the number 4 like crypto coin by market cap, totally depegged. It went from $1, which is supposed to be, down to like 88 cents because they had like a few $billion sitting in SVB in that bank. So this is entirely bad, and it's shaking the entire foundation of trust that the banking system sits upon in this country. And I believe actually that this is a good thing for Bitcoin. This is yet another reason for why Bitcoin has its place, and it's probably the reason why Bitcoin has just been so volatile and been ripping up to the upside over the past few days. So last week, Bitcoin was sitting around the $23,000 to $24,000 range, and it was pretty stable in that range. It stayed in there for days up until this black swan event happened, and then from there, it dropped all the way down to $19,000, and it had what could be considered like a V-shaped recovery. From there, it just went straight back up, and even higher than it was before. We blew right past 23 and 24,000 and went right to 26. And this is something that did surprise me. I didn't expect it to come back up this fast. In fact, I was hoping that we would have more time to accumulate in the $19,000 range. Me personally, I did buy at the $19,000 range. I'm pretty happy about it. The only problem that I have is that I didn't buy more. However, risk tolerances and all that, you can't beat yourself up. Not worth it. Gonna forget about it. I'm happy I made the buy that I did. And if you bought Bitcoin at $19,000, you should be, because that's a pretty good buy. However, from the $19,000 range, it went straight up. And it seems to still be continuing up at this point. Maybe it'll slow down. I would like at least one day for it to slow down, because I can't handle all this upward movement. It's driving me crazy. It's crazy how this is happening right now. However, it makes total sense. I'm surprised it happened so quick, yes, but the fact that it happened at all is something that is in the DeFi Generator thesis. Bitcoin is safety from these banks. You can't do a bank run on Bitcoin. Try it. It's impossible. No matter how much Bitcoin you try to pull out of the blockchain by selling to an exchange, someone else is just going to pick it up, and they're going to have their own self-sovereignty over that Bitcoin. This is why we need it. In 2008, there was nowhere to go and put your money into when MBS bonds started crashing, and the whole recession, the Great Recession, was occurring. There was panic everywhere. Assets were coming all down all across the board. And it seems like that's what's going on in the equity markets. There's a lot of fear. However, with this bailout, we're seeing it start to come back a little bit. Not too much, but it's coming back a little bit. However, crypto is ripping up, straight up ripping. And that's because Bitcoin is the safest place to put your money in times like this, where you don't know what kind of weird dealings, not even shady dealings. These people were buying treasury bonds. We don't know what our banks are doing, apparently. They could be taking our money and just over their neck, drowning in bonds, and they can't pay us back. It makes me nervous for the money that I do have in my bank right now. But the money that I'm not nervous about is my Bitcoin money. It's the hardest money that we've ever had. And this whole thing that we're going through is just backing that up. And I think that people in the future are going to be looking back on this, and they could say that this was the true turning point for when Bitcoin really started to get adopted. At least I hope so. Of course, I'm expecting more volatility. When I say that, I'm not saying it's going to continue up from 26,000 to 28 to 30. It went up pretty fast, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to 23 or even lower, or if it just stayed at 26. This channel is not about where the price of Bitcoin is going to go in the short term. It's about where Bitcoin is going in the long term. And this is proof that in the long term, Bitcoin is only going up. And to buy Bitcoin under $30,000 is still, I think, a great buy. I would certainly love to continue buying it under the $20,000 range. And a selfish part of me hopes that people are too fearful and they'll start selling their coins, and I'll just pick up their bags as they sell out the door. But, you got to do your own research. You got to make your own decisions. And the decision that I've come to, and I think the decision that I think most people will come to, given more time, is that actually Bitcoin is probably the safest place to put your money, because keeping your money in cash in the bank obviously is dangerous. And we might not be done with these bank runs. And the government is going to have to start printing money again to cover, the insurance that they're giving all these banks. SVB had $171 billion in it, of which 150 billion of it was not insured by the FDIC. So you tell me where that money's coming from. If it's not coming from the taxpayer like Biden says, I don't know where it is coming from. There's no such thing as a free lunch, so to speak. With that being said, I think that this is a great macro look for Bitcoin. And I think that people are starting to wake up and realize how safe Bitcoin actually is. I challenge anybody out there to start a bank run on Bitcoin. You just can't do it. And with that being said, if you like the content, I want everyone to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. This is DeFi Generate signing out. Thank you.